So today I'm going to be talking about Reacher Season 2, Episode 2. Okay, this one is actually titled What Happened in Atlantic City. Okay, I thought this episode was good too. Okay, okay. Before we get into this, do not forget to leave a comment down below and also like and subscribe. And now let's get into this episode 2, What Happened in Atlantic City. Okay, so we start out this episode and we're on the outside of Swance's house. So previously we essentially came to a conclusion that he's dead. Okay, we don't have a body, but his house was not, it was looking bad. You know, there was a dog there that was dead, so it was like, okay, something's not adding up. Okay, he wouldn't just leave his dog to just die. All right, so that's essentially what happened. So right now they're outside of Swance's house. Okay, and they notice for a second time, more so Reacher, that they're being followed. Okay, black cars, all that kind of stuff. So y'all, this scene was hilarious. So then Reacher, he was like, you know what, I got this. So then he goes and walks, and there's this bald dude, right? And then he goes over there, and then he literally just he steps on like the rim or whatever of your car, like the front part. He just puts his foot there and pops the y'all. This is ridiculous. He steps on it and then the airbag pops out. So then he goes and punches this guy. Takes him out the car. Ta-da. He knocks him out. The rest of the other two come over. Neagley and O'Donnell, they come over and they're like, homeboy, this is NYPD. And Richard's like, oh man, he said, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, this is NYPD. So then now they get into the car because they're like, okay, now we got to swap cars. We got to do all this other stuff. Okay. Because I mean, you did knock down an officer, dude. So then they're just breaking his balls, yo. They're just in the car. Well, I mean, you over here. Oh, it's one man operation. Hell, I'm strong and all this. And you knocked out a police officer. So they're just talking all types of stuff. And then O'Donnell says, you see, you're the reason why we don't have nice things. Boy, I was like, leave this man alone, yo. Then they end up swapping cars. But before they do so, Reacher sees a woman that he recognizes and finds out that it's Dixon. And then he's like, yo, essentially come with us, whatever. But can you get a car in your name, one of your fake names that you use? And she's like, yeah, I got you. So now she's in the car. They're all in the car. And she starts analyzing the paper because she's good with numbers. And she starts looking at the papers and all this other stuff. And she's like, okay. I don't know what some of the stuff means. These just seem like random numbers on here, and they're like, yeah, that's kind of but yeah, I thought it was really cute, their little exchange that they had, because like when she was renting out the car he was like, can you just make sure? And she finished him, okay. Girl, and she finished it and she was like, yeah, SUV, I know, because you need the headroom, because this guy, I mean, he's massive, okay. He's just like, his arms, even when there was a scene where he was sitting down at a restaurant, his arms were like out here. They were just massive. And I was like, God dang, dude. But yeah, he was just loving her. You could just tell the look, the little smile that he would give. I'm like, okay. What's going to happen between y'all? All right. So then we go to a flashback and you see, essentially, it just shows how Dixon was trying to get up with him. And, he's, I have so much work to do, and, you're under me and all this, I can't. And that. So she's always been trying to like, okay, let me see if I can crack this shell. Okay. But now we skip back to we're in this new car that she rented. And we see that the NYPD, they know that they switch cars. They're like, okay, I seen Dixon, whatever. We're going to have to figure out where this car is in particular, but we know that they swap cars and whatnot. See that there's one dude get a call and he's like, we need to make sure that these, this crew, they're dead by the next day. And I'm like, what? Who is coming after them and why? I mean, you already killed Franz, and I'm like, what was he doing? Then we go over to Swan and his crib. He ain't there. And I'm like, okay. So obviously it is a targeted attack that's going on. All right. So now they arrive in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So now we go and we cut to a part where they're in a pub. Okay, so Neely and Richard. So Neely and Reacher, they actually end up going in a pub, and they're like, okay, Dixon, O'Donnell, y'all look too much like cops, so y'all gonna stay out here, okay? So they're like, okay, whatever. They go in there. They're like, hey, have you seen this woman? Because they went to Sanchez's residence. They seen a picture of him and some chick. And then they're like, okay, this is a pub nearby. So then they go to the pub. And then they're like, hey, have you seen this lady? And then the bartender, he's like, yeah. She's in the back. Yeah, I can help you. Oh, hey, Bill, can you go and help them? Okay. So then they go to the back, and then you see this chick come out, and that was the chick that they were looking for. He's like, get your keys, go. And then I'm like, oh no, what happened? What are you running for? These are the good guys. So I'm like, oh no. So then she starts running. And because you have O'Donnell and Dixon outside, they essentially capture her, bring her inside. And then there's a whole fight that ensues because, Reacher's getting beat up now, or they're trying to beat him up anyways. And then essentially they're like, okay, we're just friends. Okay. We're just friends of his, and we're looking for him too. Okay. So, and then the lady was like, oh, well, I didn't know, my bad. So then they're getting drinks, round of drinks, and all the other stuff that's going on. Okay. So then they ask her some questions. Her name is Melanie. So she then says, well, I have some information. And she was like, I mean, he was on the phone. He said 650 at 100,000, 100K each. And they're all like, okay, I don't know what that means. Casino, maybe some kind of casino scam. So then they head to the casino and they're like, okay, 100,000, $65 million being embezzled somehow via the casino. Is there some kind of tomfoolery going on? What's happening? So then they end up meeting with the manager, and then the manager is like, okay, I can give you guys a complimentary suite as I go and run names and all this other stuff. Okay, try to figure out what's going on. And they're like, okay, cool. So of course they start ragging on Reacher because they're like, well, really it was O'Donnell. He was like, what do you need us to bring on a park bench? Because, he doesn't have a home and all that, he's like a nomad and all that. So, I was like, yeah, I'll leave that man alone. So then they end up in this suite. Y'all, I thought a suite. Now, I've never been in a suite, okay? I thought a suite was like 2 beds, a larger kitchen, a bigger dining room, not dining room, but a bigger living room area. And, I thought it had a nice view. This place is massive, y'all. Oh my goodness. It has a staircase. Y'all, in a suite? I was like, wow, a staircase in a suite, had a nice view. The living room, this thing was massive. I was like, yo, I wonder how much that would have been a night, okay? Because he was like, yeah, I mean, we just have one suite, so I guess you would have to share it. I'm thinking, oh, okay, so Richard's going to be on the floor, okay? Because he could hardly fit in the bed. I was like, so he's going to be on the floor somewhere. I was like, so, maybe someone else is going to have to bunk up with somebody else. And maybe 2 dudes on the ground and a chick. I was like, okay. But this place is massive. I was like, this place is huge. So then they start talking, while the manager's doing his stuff. So then they're like, okay, we got time to kill. So they're just talking, whatever. And then O'Donnell mentions how Dixon is engaged. And I'm like, oh, girl. And then she's like, yeah, but I need a roughneck. He was just too sweet. And I mean, he's a good guy. And I was like, okay, girl. Because what it sounds like to me is you are describing Reacher. So what's going on? So that all happened. And Reacher, you could just tell on his face. He was just like, yes. But he is just so scared. He doesn't know how, he doesn't really know how to just have a regular relationship with somebody and, just be vulnerable with someone else. It just didn't seem like he really knows how to do that. It's just, I'm just rogue. I'm, whatever. And it just seems like he just needed connection. Seems like that's what he really wants, is to have a connection, but he doesn't know how to do it. And I'm talking about in a personal and very intimate way as well. Just doesn't seem like he knows how to do that. Okay. So in that whole scene, he also notices how, you see over here, oh, my job accomplishments. I got this, I got this, I got this. I want to help take care of my dad and put him in a nursing home, whatever. Then you got over here, oh yeah, me and my wife and my kids, and then she was like, yeah, me and my ex, fiance or whatever, this and that. And then Reacher just like, oh boy, have anything to add to this conversation. Which I feel bad for him. I'm like, dude, I mean, you got people who want you around, but you're just kind of like, yeah, later for that, but then it's like you're sad about it, so I thought that was interesting. So then we'll skip to a scene where you see Dixon, after they're shooting the ish and everything, and she is at a card table. Obviously she's really good with numbers, so she's counting cards and everything. Then the security guy, he's like, well, I have some tickets here, and I think you will really enjoy this show about whatever. And then she was like, oh, this is cute. Well, I'm good. You can have it back. And he was like, we know you're counting cards. Get out. So then she leaves. And then her and Reacher, with all the coins and all the little chips that they got. So her and Reacher, they start walking and whatnot. They're just walking and talking and doing all that. And then you see that these dudes are following them, right behind them. And then Rich is like, okay, we're going to make for it now. So then it's a whole little chase scene on foot that happens. This dude, he's chasing Reacher, they're chasing, they're also chasing Dixon and all the other stuff. So they're just going. Reacher, he's slicing and dicing. He gets sliced, I think, in his abdomen area, somewhere around there. He gets sliced, but then he starts slicing and dicing the other dude, and then she starts boom, 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 boom. So essentially, what ends up happening, they bury these guys, get rid of the bodies. Of course, we can't just have dead bodies around New Jersey. So they end up burying these guys into this wet cement, and then they just let them sink. So they just let them sink. So then one dude, obviously before that, we got to make sure we get the ID off of them and keys. So then they go to one of the guy's cars, or to the guy's car, who, who's trying to kill him. That finds a parking pass and all this. And Reacher goes and sees his phone, this dude's phone. And he was like, who was this number? He goes and calls it. Shane Langston. Then he was like, it's a job done? He was like, not in the way that you expected. He was like, oh no, whatever. Then he hangs up. I thought that was funny. So then we move to a scene where we are now in the casino room, like the casino suite room, okay? And Dixon and Reacher are there. And y'all. Yeah. It took me a lot to contain myself, because in this scene, we see Reacher with his shirt off, okay? Because he got injured, okay? That's what's going on. So we see him with his shirt off. I mean, this guy, he's freaking chiseled, y'all, okay? So he is patching up his little abdomen, little scratch area, where he got sliced. He's patching it up. And I'm looking like, okay, what's going on? Okay? And then oh, I got cut on my chest too. Oh, it's right here. Ooh, it hurts. I mean, can you help me out? So then he gets some alcohol put on there. Y'all. So then he does that, and I'm like, oh my God, wait, what's about to happen, y'all? And then, I'm like, okay, they're about to kiss, and then he just looks like, I just can't do it. And she was like, essentially like, you don't have to be alone, and she throws it down on him. I mean, obviously, y'all don't. This is a family film. We ain't seeing all this other stuff, okay? We're not seeing boom, 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 pow, 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 okay? But we know that she threw it down on him. And the whole time I was just like, please don't hurt her. Don't break her now, okay? So then now we see the passport guy, okay? And it says 20 miles outside of Denver, Colorado. and the passport guy named Andrew, or AM, if you want to call him. So then he's talking to this one dude, and he says all 650 will be in the truck. Okay. And this is, so we figure out this is a weapons deal. Okay. So this other dude, he's like, all 650 will be in the truck. And Andrew's like, okay. Then he was like, I just want you to know, I mean, this is going to be accurate, that these weapons are only going to be used overseas. I mean, that's the deal. They're not going to be used in you. He's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. And then he's like, okay. I feel really good about that. He's like, yeah, as you should. Okay. So then we come back to the last scene, and we're in the casino hotel suite room. And obviously we see that, they knew that they pow. Okay. They were doing what they were doing. So now the hotel manager comes in and he says, okay, we got information about Roscoe and Sanchez. And he's like, we found 2 dead bodies. Okay. They were kind of near each other and whatnot. And now everyone is upset. Reacher is he's pissed. Then he's like, you know what? I got to get some more guns. So that was the end of episode 2. So it was like, okay, y'all, this is going to be wild. Okay. So now it's like, I mean, you're taking our team members. These are like our family. You know what I mean? These people are like family to us, and you're just taking them and you think you're gonna get away with it. No. Not if Reacher's involved. Okay. Let me know what y'all think about episode 2. Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it? What were your thoughts and opinions down below? Hello. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would appreciate if you could leave a comment down below, and also do not forget to like and subscribe. I would also appreciate if you could support me at latricelimited.com. This is my own personal small business where I sell bath and body wellness items, such as I have bath bombs, I have soaps, candles, essential oil blends, sleep eye masks, and a whole bunch more. I'm actually going to show you 2 featured products. So this one is my candle. Okay, this is my vanilla wood wick candle. As you can see, there's wood in there, and it gives a nice crackling sound. It's like a bonfire, campfire, but in your house, yo. Smells so freaking good. This, my sweet roses, are my top scents for me personally. I also have soap. So this one right here is this nice cool water soap that I have. It's more of a masculine, sexy scent. So I would greatly appreciate if you could go and support me. And now I hope you have a good day.